Watching Central Illinois' best source for news and weather. WAND News at 4 starts now.
A show of support now at 4. The local organization stepping up to help those impacted by violent crimes heal. Plus another teen killed at the hands of police. New footage shows what made the officer pull the trigger. First at 4, a fire at a Decatur Walmart now out. Crews responded to the Walmart North on Prospect Drive around 1 this afternoon. Chief Jim Abbott says it started on the roof and solar panels over the storage area. The store was evacuated. No one was hurt. Crews will remain there to monitor the situation. We also have some developing news now. Firefighters are currently battling a fire at a Charleston home. This is the scene on Madison Avenue. These pictures were sent to us by WEIU TV. You can see the flames and there the smoke coming from the roof. Details are limited at this time. We'll of course update you as more information rolls in. New today, the U.S. Justice Department launching an investigation into the patterns and practices of the Minneapolis Police Department following the conviction of former police officer Derek Chauvin. Attorney General Merrick Garland made the announcement. It comes one day after Chauvin was found guilty on 3 counts in George Floyd's death. The probe will review the department's policies, training, supervision, use of force, and accountability.
I strongly believe that good officers do not want to work in systems that allow bad practices. Good officers welcome accountability because accountability is an essential part of building trust with the community, and public safety requires public trust.
The Justice Department is already investigating whether Chauvin and the other officers involved in Floyd's death violated Floyd's civil rights. And today, Chauvin remains in jail. This is his mugshot. The Minnesota Department of Corrections released it of him. He'll be sentenced in about 2 months. Chauvin could spend decades behind bars, but because he has no prior felony, state sentencing guidelines only recommend 11 to 15 years. The 3 other officers charged in Floyd's death will appear in court in August. We are learning more now about what led to an officer shooting and killing a teen in Columbus, Ohio. Body cam footage shown here shows an officer in an argument with several people, including 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant. Bryant is seen lunging at another woman with a large knife. That's when the officer fires 4 shots. Police are urging the public to reserve judgment before all the facts come out.
Under any circumstances, that is a horrendous tragedy. But the video shows that there is more to this. It requires us to pause, take a close look at the sequence of events.
Ohio's Bureau of Criminal Investigation is in charge of the investigation. The Columbus Police Department says it will help, but not interfere. Now on WAND, Crime Stoppers is looking for information on a recent Springfield shooting, and they need your help. The shooting happened last month on Taylorville Avenue. You see video of it here. Police say 3 suspects got out of a black Chrysler and started firing shots. You can hear it and you can see the suspect vehicle on your screen. They hit several cars and buildings. No one was hurt. If you have any information, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. Happening right now, helping victims of violent crimes, the Illinois HEAL Agency in Decatur welcoming community members inside their office. The HEAL program gives victims the support and resources they need to recover. The organization says a victim isn't always someone who was shot. They could be a family member or someone who lives in the neighborhood where a crime took place.
We feel like, again, it's a collaborative effort to help victims of crime. And so community members, although they may not be providing direct support, if they have the knowledge of the services that are available, then they can send their neighbor, they can send their friend and say, hey, we heard about this program.
The organization is working with Dove, Growing Strong, and Macon County CASA. The open house at the Macon County HEAL's office runs until 5:30. And WAND News will be live outside the office coming up tonight at 5.
And a very good Wednesday to you all. It's my Friday, so I'm very excited for my weekend. Temperatures, they're looking very nice next week. It's especially a change of pace from what we had yesterday, a snowy Tuesday, 80s are back in the forecast. For now, I'll show you outside. We have virga. If you've never heard of that, it's rain that evaporates before it hits the ground. Sometimes when you feel like you can see rain in the distance, but it doesn't look like it reaches all the way to the surface, that's a really good indicator of that. And we have a lot of it across central Illinois at this hour. Some showers locally, but again, we do have some virga embedded within there. So anything you see up there, not necessarily reaching the ground. Current temperatures, we are in the high 40s to low 50s across the board. Here's an hour by hour for you for the rest of your Wednesday evening. Better temperatures are on the way. Stick around for that full forecast.
A health alert now across another vaccine goal off of President Joe Biden's list. The president says today the U.S. will reach the milestone of 200 million vaccine doses. The Biden administration reached his goal a little early on the president's 92nd day in office. And for you 16-year-olds now eligible for the vaccine, the president says the time to get your shot is now.
The time is now to open up a new phase of this historic vaccination effort. To put it simply, if you've been waiting for your turn, wait no longer. Now is the time for everyone over 16 years of age to get vaccinated.
The CDC says more than half of adults have received at least one vaccine dose. More than a quarter of the contract is fully vaccinated. And that comes as one vaccine fate hangs in the balance. A CDC advisory panel will discuss the Johnson & Johnson vaccine Friday. This after 6 women reportedly had extremely rare blood clots. The meeting will determine if the benefits outweigh the risks. European regulators say they do, but you should be wary of the potential side effects. An FDA inspection report has found serious problems at the plant where millions of doses of J&J vaccine doses were ruined. The report says Emergent BioSolutions did not keep its facility clean and sanitary. Emergent paused its operations last week at the FDA's request. Johnson & Johnson says they will handle all of the issues in the report quickly. Opioid deaths have been on the rise during the pandemic, so the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office is teaming up with the DEA for a drug take-back. You can get rid of any meds that you haven't used, don't want, or that might be expired. It will be this Saturday from 10 to 2 at the Sangamon County Public Health Office. At its last take-back day in October, the DEA collected a record high 500 tons of unwanted drugs. Laying down the groundwork still to come, the playing experience that will soon become a reality. Then a little later, the stage is set, but will the stands be filled? The latest, the Olympics planned for spectators. A project 7 years in the making is coming to life. Today, construction starts on the Lake Sarah Beach Park in Effingham. Lake Sarah Forever and the Farnsworth Group held a groundbreaking ceremony on Tuesday. Officials say they are excited to see this project start coming together after years of being an idea on paper.
We're finally breaking ground, so it's a big moment for us. It's only the start of a 5-phase plan that we want to do, but we're getting to, as Churchill said, it's now the end of the beginning.
Now, the playground includes swings, slides, a set, which looks like a pirate ship, and a mini playground set for younger children. Wind power is big in Illinois. It's Workforce Wednesday. You can see these massive things all across the state. To keep them up and running, it requires a lot of work. One company in particular needs your help. Workforce Investment Solutions will be hosting a Zoom meeting with Century Inspection, who subcontracts for Arcasa wind towers in Clinton. They are looking for technicians who have experience performing non-destructive testing.
It should be a long-term contract with Arcosa, but since they are a national company, they're expanding in this region, so they're going to collect as much information as they can from appropriate applicants. So it would be a good place to, if you have that kind of skill, to get into.
The Zoom call tomorrow morning at 9:30. You can call Workforce at 217-875-8751 to register. A low-key celebration still to come, how the Queen is spending her first birthday without Prince Philip at her side. We are just getting some breaking news into our newsroom. We want to tell you about a death investigation is underway right now in Decatur. A Decatur police sergeant says a 37-year-old woman was taken to the hospital where she died from a gunshot. Now, it is unknown if it was a homicide or accidental. We will update you as we get more information. Happening today, Queen Elizabeth turns 95. For the first time in nearly 8 decades, she marks it without Prince Philip by her side. Today's celebrations were canceled after Saturday's emotional funeral for her late husband. Philip was the longest-serving prince consort in British history. The Queen was just 21 when she married Philip. That same year, on her 21st birthday, she made this pledge.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service.
Now, Queen Elizabeth's birthday parade that happens every year in June was nixed again this year because of the pandemic. The palace says it's really too early to tell when the Queen will be seen again in public. Fans in the stands, it's a question still to come why Olympic organizers have potential spectators on the edge of their seats. Plus, getting back to doing what she loves, how Decatur's favorite clown says the vaccine is a light at the end of the tunnel. We'll be right back. This is a story I should have had you read, Casey. Rolling up her sleeves, Decatur's own Sally the Clown received her dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. We're probably going to show video of clowns. Yep. For more than 30 years, Sally the Clown has brought smiles to birthday parties, nursing homes, and different community events. Not a big fan of clowns. Last year, many of those canceled because of the pandemic. And Sally the Clown got her second shot and hopes by sharing her experience, others will decide to get their shot.
You know, last year it was just, oh, cancel. And I'm really looking forward to this vaccine, getting out there. Things will start going back to normal eventually. I mean, there's hope. And that's the thing, you have to remember, there is hope.
No offense, she looks nice. Now, Sally says for the past 12 years she has visited a school in Nokomis, but last year was her first time missing it, so she's excited to announce she'll be headed back there soon. All right, fans with tickets to the Tokyo Olympics may not know if they can actually attend until weeks before the game. Kind of sucks. Oh. Organizers are delaying the decision on spectator limits until June. Now, this is due to a resurgence of COVID cases in Japan. As of now, only Japanese residents can attend. Fans from abroad have already been barred. I just feel like let the Olympics happen.
Yeah, it's definitely a bummer. That's something on my bucket list.
To go to the Olympics?
Yeah, sometime.
It would be fun. Maybe we can get them back like in Salt Lake City, Utah, where they were, was it 2000, I think?
Before I was born, but that was way before I was paying attention.
I thought you were going to say
Olympics.
Before you were born, and I was about to be like, come on.
I'm not that young.
I mean, hopefully COVID will die down and they can get back to normal.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll have another look at your forecast right after this. All right, at least there's not snow on the forecast.
Yeah, I know. I did that. That was especially for everyone at home and for Chris.
Yay.
He's not a snow fan.
No.
And this is also special. Let's go to the 7-day. Earth Day is tomorrow. That is always a very special day to me because we have to take care of the planet in which we live. So keep that in mind, not only tomorrow, but every single day. We'll be in the 50s Thursday and Friday, even Saturday, some showers in the forecast there. Thunderstorms on the prowl, that's associated with some 70s, even some 80s this time next week.
I can dig this 80-degree weather.
Yeah, I love the thunderstorms.
Oh, I don't mind 80-degree thunderstorms. All right, we'll see you back here at 5. Have a good night, everyone.